Hey, Mert here. So I'm going to give you some ideas regarding creative backbeats. So backbeat, just in case you don't know, is usually where you put the snare drum on, well, usually sitting on 2 and 4. Let's start with the basics. Well, you can either play rim shots or you play regular snare drum shots. The difference is going to sound like this. Regular first. Rim shots. Right? So a rim shot um, basically hits the drumstick hits the rim and the drum head somewhere around the center at the same time. It has to be a pretty precise shot, so it needs to be practiced quite a bit. If you do practice this, practice it with both hands as well. That's pretty important because whenever you play let's say 16th notes on the hi-hat, then you're obliged to play the backbeat with your right hand, so you better be able to deliver the same accuracy with both hands, right? So that's a very basic thing. So you can change the sound, yeah, like in a song, in the verse maybe you can aim for regular snare drum hits, and then in the chorus you might opt for rim shots or vice versa, something like that. So it's a very easy tool to change the sound quickly. And well, today I'm going to only give you tips about changing the sound like very quickly within like half a second or something, right? So we're not going to talk about putting the sticks down, grabbing something different, brushes or jingle sticks or whatever you have in your repertoire. This is just about using our drumsticks and creating different sounds within a very short amount of time. All right, so regarding rim shots, most people use rim shots by playing somewhere around the center of the drum, but you can also, if you retract the drumstick a little bit and you go closer towards the edge, you can produce a very different sound. Just a sec. So listen to this. Yeah, so it gives you more of the shell. It gives you a higher pitched sound. That can be nice during certain sections of a song. It can also be nice to switch back and forth between those. So I'm just going to play around with this a little bit, okay? All right, takes a while to get used to the new positioning on the snare drum. It's really worth practicing. So let's have a look at another idea. Stick shots, right? A stick shot is usually played like this. You put one drumstick on the snare drum, and then you hit the drumstick with the other drumstick. So you get a different sound, right? If you don't have contact with the rim, you get this sound. If you put it down, hitting the rim at the same time, you hear a bit more of the entire drum. So this, like in a drum beat, right? This requires you to be able to play one-handed grooves because your left hand it's mostly gonna stay there, right? So you could play something like this. Yeah, it changes the sound quite a bit, so it's really worth having this in your repertoire. In general, I really recommend practicing these one-handed grooves with right or left hand. It comes in very handy when you try to experiment with sounds and positioning on the drum kit. Um, okay, let's check out another idea. So muting your snare drum head. That's a great idea to change the sound. So you can do this basically two different ways. So one way I use quite often actually is to put my right hand down on the drum head. So I push into the drum head and I play the hi-hat with basically a wrist motion. Yeah, you can hear it changes the sound of the snare drum quite a bit. Also, it takes a little while to get used to this motion. Of course, you can't really play super fancy stuff like this, but it can give you at least straight eighth notes or some variations. Let me just groove around with this for a bit. Another thing you can do with the same movement is to have your butt end stick actually hitting the snare drum, and that creates basically some ghost notes or soft notes, right? Now let's mute the snare drum head with the left hand. So you can put your hand somewhere around here. Okay, that's quite nice, but you can also use your left hand for playing rim clicks at the, basically the way you would play ghost notes with, the left hand. You could also move or play pretty much the same beats you usually do, like this. All right, here's a couple more random ideas, stuff I used in the past in recording, during the recording sessions. So let's check out this. So good stuff to fool around with, experiment. It's good to have this stuff in your repertoire. You know, sometimes even when you play a cover, a drum cover or something like that, and you know, nowadays it's very common, especially in intros or interludes, bridges in songs, that the drums are filtered down. You know, put effects on the drums, and you know, without any additional gadgets on the drum kit, if you want to pull off a different sound like very quickly on stage, like I mentioned earlier, without grabbing any other sticks or brushes or using any electronic pads, whatever, it's good to have a repertoire of these kind of you know, things to you know, change the sound quickly, right? Okay, have fun with that. See you in my next videos. Bye.